Right, okay then everyone. So I wanted to make this video and I've got my content plan here. And this video is all about when you actually lock in and when you properly try and do something with your life. You notice something changing. And it's mainly to do with yourself. So let me give you an example and let me speak to you exactly what I'm talking about and why it's going to impact you, because it's not just a video about what happens, it's a video about why it's really important to you in terms of confidence and trying to grow and trying to get better and everything you're trying to do, whether it is start a business, whether it is get a healthier body, do anything else, whether it's read, become more knowledgeable in a certain topic, right? All of these ideas come into it. So stick around for the video and I'll explain exactly how all of this can impact you and why it's really important. So the first thing I wrote down on my content plan is that it's all about when you do really hard things. And by hard things, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It could be sending so many emails in a day that your brain just feels frazzled and you feel like you've been sitting down all day. You feel like you've had a super productive, good day, but it's really weird feeling where you feel like you've sat down, you haven't really done much, but you've also sent a lot of emails, and then maybe you've gotten a few replies. And then maybe that day or the next day, you go to the supermarket, you go shopping or go to school or whatever you do and whatever your life situation is, depending on if you're in college, university, you have a job, anything like that. So when you then go out in your normal life and do your normal things and you see everyone doing their usual thing, whether it's in class, whether you're walking about the city or walking about the town, and you just see people walk and live their day-to-day lives, you just have this really weird feeling inside of you that you've just been through so much pain. And like I said, it doesn't have to be physical pain such as doing push-ups or lifting weights, just any pain at all, whether it's doing hard work, whether it's doing something for so long that you just feel shattered by it or whatever, and then you walk about and you just see everyone doing their normal thing, and it just feels really weird because you know all the pain that you've just been through, but no one else knows, and everyone else treats you the same as they always did, even though you feel like you've just been through so much pain and so many hours or minutes or seconds or whatever it is you're trying to do of this certain thing. And you notice that change throughout the whole of your life. And that's something that I've definitely noticed throughout the past year or so of starting this channel, trying to start my business, trying to grow the business, trying to gain clients, etc. You hop on your first video call, then the next day you head off to school, and it just feels super weird. Sorry, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a thing of you feel that because of all the pain you've been through, something will change. Something will change in that moment the next day at school, whether it's positive, negative, it doesn't really matter. But the whole point is you feel like something's going to drastically change because you've now made a different type of email or, and not that you expect things to actually come into life, but it's surprising when you go about your normal life and you see everyone do their normal thing, do their normal routine, and you just think, well, I've just changed mine completely. I've just tried to include a workout in the morning. And so that was kind of what I wanted to talk about in the first part of the video. And I said on here, same thing for exercise. So even when you go to the gym and you come out the gym or maybe you do, exercises at home like I do, and then you go to school or then you go about your normal life, your normal job, and you walk around, and once again, you just feel like you put your body through so much physical pain. Maybe you're actually struggling to walk because you've put it through so much physical stress. And then when it comes to normal day and every single day you're walking about, doing your normal thing, you just think, but no one else is making this effort. And you feel like maybe you feel a bit weird, maybe you feel a bit strange. But I just wanted to make this video that if you are feeling any of those things, maybe you've just started a business and you've just tried to make your first few efforts to do outreach or to take sales calls, and now you feel like something should be changing, but no one else is doing anything different, and you feel like the odd one out. It's not because you're the odd one out, it's because you are super disciplined, and it's because you're trying to get towards a goal. So that was the second part of the video. I've put on here, you see people that can't concentrate, and then they wonder what their life would be like if they found a purpose. So you do all of these things, you try and improve yourself, read, do exercise, build a business, etc. And then there's people out there that you can't concentrate for an hour, they can't sit down and do deep work for an hour, 2 hours. 3 hours, and you start to wonder what their life would be like if they did the things you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you're a much better person than them. I'm not saying they're a worse person than you. What I'm saying is you wonder what their life would be like if they had a purpose, a goal that they were trying to get to, that had consistency involved, that had to use discipline, like building a business, like trying to get a healthier body. All of these things are really difficult, right? Staying disciplined, staying consistent, that's the one thing most people can't do. And that's exactly why the top people are achieving and why some people aren't achieving. It's because of the consistency, the discipline, as well as doing the right things, of course. If you're not doing the right things to get you towards where you want to be, you can be super disciplined in one thing, but if it's got nothing to do with your goals, then there's no point in doing it. So you sit there and you wonder what other people's lives would be like if they had a purpose, if they stayed up late to do outreach, if they did all these things, and you can just see yourself picturing everyone doing these things, and that builds up a competition in your head, and you start to think, well, if everyone was actually doing that, then I need to do a lot more than what I'm currently doing. And that's all about pushing your boundaries, pushing the efforts that you're trying to do and are doing currently, to make sure that no matter what, you're getting towards that place of success, whatever that looks like for you. So when you're next sat there, you're feeling the odd one out, and you're not too sure if this whole thing is what you're feeling like doing at the moment, so whether you're not feeling like doing outreach at the moment, whether you're feeling like filming a video or not, the thing is to do it and stay consistent. And I know I ramble on about that probably 24/7 on this channel. Every single video I must have mentioned it some way, some shape or form. But the discipline, the consistency to keep showing up online, keep doing outreach, keep doing the things you need to do to get towards your success is super, super important. And that's the exact reason why many people can't concentrate. Because if you think about it, staying focused for an hour is the discipline of being able to sit down and do a task for a long time, whether that is an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So discipline comes into pretty much everything you're trying to achieve and everything you're trying to do. So don't ever forget that. Don't forget the part where you think that maybe if you use this shortcut or did this shortcut. Now, sure, what I'm not saying is don't try new things, because that's the only way you learn, that's the only way you get better. But when you're just trying to take shortcuts and you think that business is going to be like an easy game, or it's going to be, this quick thing that you have to, over a short, quick 3 months, you're going to be a multi-millionaire. That's not how it works. You have to be willing to put in the hours, the days, the dedication that it takes to get towards your success. And if you're not feeling like that, if you're not ready to put in the discipline, not ready to put in the days after days after days, years after years, then maybe it's not for you. But for those who are watching and you're thinking, yeah, actually, I'm super disciplined, I'm someone who can put in the hours, but I'm not yet. Start today. Start today. Start doing your outreach today. Start making your first video today. Whatever it is you need to do to get towards your version of success, whether it is business related, whether it is health related, it could be anything in the whole world. But if you have a goal and you're someone who's super disciplined to get towards that goal, I have no doubt in my mind that you'll achieve it, as long as you keep doing the actions you need to do every single day. And the days you don't feel like doing them, that's when you do them as well. So just don't forget that. That was the main point of the video. When you actually focus, when you do things properly, and you don't expect there to be shortcuts, because I think, you might see some person doing some things, if you see what I mean, and then you think they saw a shortcut and they boosted their success. Chances are they didn't. Chances are they saw a system or something that could really help improve their business, but was no shortcut by any means. So don't go halfway through your journey, through your success story, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whether it's hit £10,000 a month, whether it's hit £100,000 a month. When you get halfway there, or even a quarter there, don't expect there to be any shortcut. Of course, systems, AI, automation, adding these things in, that's how you get towards that place. But don't think they're shortcuts. You still have to work in the business. You still have to actually try, and not just think that this magical AI automation is going to save your business. It may save you a lot of time, but then what are you doing with the time it's saved? Are you then working on the business? Are you then trying to hire more people? Are you then trying to improve your SOPs and the standard operating procedures that you have in your business currently. So yes, AI automation, adding systems in are 100% the way to grow. That's how businesses do grow right now. But when you're using them as an excuse just to do nothing and think, oh yeah, my business is going to run by itself, then that's when the growth will stop. And if you're happy with the growth stopping, then maybe that's the stage you're at. But if you want to grow and if you want to keep getting better, don't add AI systems and then do nothing. Add AI systems and use the time that it's allowed you and freed you to then move over and do something else. Whether it is improve that business, start a new business maybe, any of these things. If you are trying to stay entrepreneurial or you're trying to stay in the business of being in business, then that's exactly the way to do things. It's not by procrastinating, saying you're going to do certain things, then never doing them, never getting around to them. I'm sure we all know that one person that says, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Then you check in with them a week later, a month later, a year later, and you say, oh yeah, how's that going? And they say, well, I haven't actually started it yet because of this reason, because of this reason. And all they're listing is excuses. If you actually saw it for what it was, if you saw the action of doing outreach just for the sake of doing outreach, you would do it. But because you put this whole big idea around it, the thing of, I don't want to do it, I don't feel like it's for me, it's not really the right date, the right time to do outreach, then that's when the excuses start coming. So don't let the excuses get in there. It's always about discipline over motivation, plus consistency, plus passion, plus hard work, equals progress towards your goals. There is no way that you can make progress towards your goals if you don't try for them every single day. Now, whether it is making videos, maybe you want to be a video freelancer, or maybe you want to start a videography business, a real estate photography, videography business. That's the people I help scale and grow. Maybe it's something you want to do, but whatever it is, just get out there and just start doing the things. It's the quickest way to learn, because you can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, read as many articles about it, do as many tutorials as you want online. But when it comes down to dealing with real clients and real situations, that's when you realize that everything is completely different to what you thought it was going to be. You're going to have so many different problems and things come up along the way that you have to fix in order to make sure that everything's running smoothly and in an efficient way for the business, because there will be things you won't expect come up. Like I was working with a potential client not too long ago and their business shut down, right? So they wanted to stop the business because they lost the passion for it. All of a sudden, it's a really weird story. I made a video on it earlier, but that was something I didn't expect to happen, right? So when you start trying to grow businesses, you don't think, but the business is going to shut down. So that's just one of the things I was not expecting. That just came up randomly. So, have to expect the unexpected when you're going into dealing with clients, but also do as much as you can to prepare for that. So obviously understand your service, understand how to take a decent video call.